Taurus, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of August 2026. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Taurus. What do we got for you? For August, the overall energy for the reading, the Hermit. That's a lot of healing coming through. Let's see what that applies. Starting off the reading, you get the Six of Cups crossed by the Seven of Cups. All right, so you're showing me a soul connection here, and you're showing me several options that this has at this moment in time, in the sense of this could go that way, this could go that way, things could happen in this way, things could happen in that way, which applies to pretty much every soul connections we can think of, but this is definitely one that you're dealing with right now, and I think you're trying to figure some things out in regards to this connection, where it's going, if it's going anywhere, and things like that. In your focus, the King of Pentacles, you're very focused on yourself at this moment in time. Potentially even in the direction of work, maybe focus there. In the recent past, the Ace of Cups. Okay. This is a brand new potential for something. Maybe it has to do with the soul connection. It's kind of a brand new energy. It's something fresh, something new, something that could go places. Okay. In your strength, the Ace of Pentacles, you're coming in with a lot of practicality. Every time there's something like a little spark of something that appeals to the emotional side of things, you're like, okay, but we got to be practical about it. And I'm like, okay, we can, depending on what we're talking about, but yeah. Okay, so you're adding the practical side to things, but you're feeling the other side too. Okay. In the immediate future, the Fool, definitely taking a chance on something here. This does feel like a split second type of a thing. Like, okay, I'm going to do that. And then that's it. You just throw something out there and then that's it. That type of taking a chance. Okay. In the supporting this reading, the King of Swords. Yeah, there's quite a lot of practicality to things, but not in a concerning way, not in a way of, okay, everything about this is practical. No, you're adding that touch of, while you're dealing with something and looking at the bigger picture of something, you kind of take it and twist it and throw it into the reality, but from a more realistical view or standpoint, which is, again, not necessarily a bad thing. The energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Ten of Cups, you're surrounded by so much love, it's not even funny. Maybe that's why you feel the need to be practical. It's like, it's too much. I don't know. The energy that is in your hopes and fears, the Five of Wands. You just don't want trouble here. You just want for things to go smooth. You don't want any commotion. You don't have time for that shit. Like, I don't need complications. Okay. For the potential outcome, the Tower. You might get complications, though. I don't know what the hell you're dealing with. That it's almost like a preventive. You show me preventative measures of, you just don't want trouble. And I think there's a reason that you're showing up with such a strong emphasis on this aspect of, I just don't want trouble here. That means there's trouble in sight already. You just don't want to fire it up. But I don't know if it's up to you to contain that trouble. If trouble is there, it might, kind of reveal itself at some point. I don't know. Let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me do the Hermit. The Two of Wands, the World card, the Queen of Swords. Oh, okay. So you might be wanting to wrap something up, but like in the smoothest way possible. So that's where you might say, I don't want trouble here. Because I feel like the direction you're heading here is that of wrapping something up, closing something off, as smooth as possible. If it's up to you, as smooth as possible. It's not going to be only up to you. That's the thing. From your end, your participation in things, yeah, you can be smooth. You can bring in a sense of, let's keep it cool here. But that doesn't mean that the whole situation is going to be, contained necessarily, because there's another energy at the other end of this. They can probably be not cool. For the Six of Cups, you get the King of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Four of Swords. Okay, soul connection at an energetical level. Everything looks good here. Within the soul connection, there's love, there's good times, there's good stuff happening here, energetically speaking. Let me do the Seven of Cups. The Three of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the Hangman. It feels so like you're walking on eggshells here for some reason around this partnership, whatever this is. Like, yeah, it's cool, but it takes a lot of unseen effort to keep it cool, in the sense of you might refrain from doing or saying a lot of things to keep the peace here. I think this is someone you're working with or a friendship. It's not coming in as naturally progressing in a beautiful way. It's held on a fucking very thin piece of something so that nobody makes the wrong move here, because if they do, so that's not natural. That's not organic. That's not flowy. That's... I'm scared that if I make the wrong move, this is going to crack. So it's been going okay for a while, but it's because somebody's walking on eggshells here to make sure that it's going smooth. Nobody has to make sure that something's going smooth. It's either going smooth or not. If it's not, and somebody's trying too much, then we have an issue. And I think that's what the issue is here. I think you or them, or maybe even the both of you, are scared to make the wrong move, so nobody's really being themselves because, we don't want to fuck with this. Like, why? Why is this so important that it stays in such a forced, flowy way? For the King of Pentacles, you get the Queen of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Judgment card. It's not allowing you to be yourself 100%. And it's the yourself part has been put on hold for a while now. It's been on hold because of this. Because I need to be cautious here. Okay, but how do you want to be really? I want to be myself. Well, I can't be myself really, because God forbid. Do you find that good for you? Is it feeling all right? I don't know. For the Ace of Cups in the recent past, you get the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Same shit. It's like, oh man, this has great potential, but not if I make the wrong move. I gotta be very, very careful to keep this. Because, it's important. It's big. I gotta make sure it stays here. But if I fuck up, it's not gonna. So if anything, this situation is bringing up quite the fears for you. If this is you, the one that's, kind of trying to not make the wrong move here. So it's not about whatever this is. It's not about any of it. It's about your fears that are being brought up through this situation. Fear of fucking up, fear of failure, fear of, I don't know, a loss. A lot of things are hidden here. Let's do the Ace of Pentacles in your strength, the Two of Pentacles, the Devil, the High Priestess. That's why there's this push towards let's keep it real, let's keep it steady, let's keep it as practical as possible. Let's not try to improvise here. But it's getting you into a point of feeling like you're losing control that you never had. That gave you the impression you had control. That whole sense of, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this, and I will not do this and this and this because this and this and this might fuck with this and this and this. So basically, if I tell you, hey, be yourself in this situation, you would tell me, I can't. I can't, because if I'm myself, a part of that might fuck this whole thing up. Why is it so important that this thing stays? And why are you not seeing that this is not even about how important this thing is, because it's probably not even that important in all honesty. It's just here to reveal to you your own fears and how it's kind of cornering you into a space of feeling like, oh my God, I'm losing control and I'm freaking out and I don't know what to do. Oh my God, if I lose this, if you lose this, what? You already lost yourself through the process because you're completely disconnected from your intuition because you're trying to keep it steady, keep it real, keep it there as it should be. So what are we doing here? What is this about really? Because it's really not about how important this is and oh my God, you're going to lose it. It's not about that. It's about, look at the fear it's bringing up in you, you know? And you would think it's not that big of a deal, you know? You make sacrifices to keep something there, right? It happens from time to time. To what extent? To the point in which you feel cornered by your own fears into thinking you're losing control that you never really had over the situation? And losing complete sight of your intuition through this one? For the Fool in the immediate future, you get the Fool again, the Ten of Cups, the King of Pentacles. There you go. You're coming out to the surface a little more. You're kind of like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to be myself because that's what makes me happy. Yeah. You think that's... Yeah. That's the point. I don't know if that's going to last. I don't know if that's going to stick around, that energy. But for a split second there, you're definitely stepping into this energy. And you do feel how good and freeing it is. You're giving yourself permission to be yourself. So this is, you know, at the end of all of this, you might look in their direction and be like, well, they made me feel this way. They didn't. It's your own fears that made you feel that way. You know, and it's you that's going to release yourself from those fears. When you let go of that illusion that you have control over anything here and you be yourself. And if this keeps going, then it keeps going. But at least it's going in a natural way, not in a forced way of going, you know. For the King of Swords, in the supportive energies, you get the Three of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're letting that guard down. And it's the guard of control, the guard of thinking you have any control over any of this. You know, where things are going, how they're going to end up, if they're going to end up anywhere. You don't. There's a partnership here. There's two energies here. One of them will not have control over where things will go because it's kind of like having control over the other energy then. Is that a healthy way of doing things? Probably not. So definitely things are dropping a little bit in your idea of you think you have control over where any of this is going, what's going to happen, and that energy is dropping. I think it's by you finally stepping back into alignment with yourself and feeling like I have to be myself here. Things are starting to feel a little less tensed for you here. Let me do the Ten of Cups. In the hidden energies, the Death card, the Six of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. And it's at the risk of things not working out here. You know, maybe this is not meant to work out. If it's working out just by being held like on a little thin sheet of gold or something, and then you have to walk around it on freaking eggshells everywhere, then it's probably not meant to work out. So it's like giving yourself permission to be yourself at the risk of losing whatever this is. And that's basically you working through your own fears. You know? And I think you're getting there. You're getting to that point of, fuck it. I'll just be me. And if this tanks, then it's going to reveal itself for what it truly is. And that means it's not meant to be. And that's all there is to it. You know? 5 of Wands in your hopes and fears. You get the 9 of Wands, the Moon, the Ace of Swords. Well, you're not going to get there in an easy way. You're not going to make it easy for yourself. Look, when we fight with the concept of us thinking that we have control over something, it's not going to be that easy. That's that part of us that is instilled in all of us, that we think we have control over things. And then either something nasty happens in our lives to show us that we truly have no control over anything, or we have to figure it out. It has to click for us without anything tragic happening necessarily. But we have to get to the place to the understanding of, hey, maybe I don't have control over this. But that's going to be a struggle. That's going to be a fight. And you're going through that. That part of you that believes you have control over any kind of anything, that even includes other energies, you don't care, whatever, I have control over everything here. That part of you is, if it's instilled within you, then it's going to be a little bit of a battle there. You know, because the part of you that realizes, hey, no, I don't have control, is going to start fighting with the other part. So there's going to be a little bit of inner struggle there for a little bit, but, you know, that's usually how it goes. So it's not just because you had the aha moment over, oh, I don't have control over anything. Now I know. Everything's fine. No. The part that wants control over everything is still going to try to win that fight. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you know, yeah, I'm glad that your energy is starting to drop a little bit in that whole, because when you think you have control, I don't know if you notice, even if you're starting to become aware even of your body, you feel more tensed when you think you have control. When you know you don't have any control over shit, you're more relaxed. You're more like, oh, you know. For the Tower, in the potential outcome, you get the Magician, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. There you go. You're completely back into that whole sense of, fuck it all. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to put myself first, my needs first. It's all going to be about me. And if anything wants to stick, that means it's the right thing. If things don't want to stick, if connections don't want to stick, that means they're not aligned with who I am, with this version of me, you know. And that's that. And that's your big aha moment, and that's when it happens for you, in the sense of, yeah, it might be struggling. Yeah, you may have had the realization of, oh, I don't have control. But you're going to fight with yourself a little bit in that. And then when it hits you, it's like, okay, that means it's sunk in, and that means Taurus is on the way of, fuck it all. It's just going to be about me, and that's that. And that's when everything's going to fall into place here. No more walking on eggshells, no more, none of that, you know. Let me see what the universe has for you as a final advice. The 5 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. Yeah, same shit. Well, you're, in this one, you're coming in saying, I know I don't have any control over this. But while you say that, you're still pushing from the little bit of controlling energy, like, I just want to keep it steady, keep it balanced, keep it, is that so wrong? No, but how are you doing it? You know, by thinking you have that control over how things look, how things present themselves, steady, that could be your intention, yeah. But like the part in which, oh, I just want peace here, and if you don't agree, then fuck off, that's control. That's my way or the highway, you know. There's a subtle tone to it that shifts everything into you being controlling. And while you're using just a little bit of it in here, saying, I'm not controlling, who, me? I just want to keep things balanced here. I can see the control there because you have the Five of Swords in there, so that makes you a little bit controlling. Don't fret, we're all doing that, where we think, no, I'm not, no, who, me? I'm never controlling, I'm just allowing things to be. Yeah, look a little deeper. You know, we all get there at some point in time. Because ego, we're all ran by ego, you know? We're not all Buddhas. The world would look very different if we were. Let's do the Shamanic Medicine Oracle. Water, expression. Let's see. Alrighty. Water has surfaced to reflect your current thoughts, doubts, and worries. Water is ready to wash away the pollution you are drawing in and release the emotion draining your natural vitality and positive outlook. Water seeks out your sensitivities and asks you to tap into your feelings. You often become overwhelmed when faced with challenging situations, crowds, and people's demands. As water washes away old hurts and pains, it asks you to be aware of the difference between your emotions and those of others. Observe your feelings when the tears flow. Is there blame towards another? Do you feel let down, or are you feeling sorry for yourself? Are you playing the victim, the spoiled brat, or the saboteur? Harsh, but if you don't understand your feelings and reactions, how can you flow with the elixir of life? Water is waiting to soothe, heal, and remind you of your connection with the ebb and flow of the ocean and the pull of the moon. Water invites you to open up your heart and become receptive to the feelings and sensitivities of others as you keep your own emotions in check. Water revealed. Water deities include Aphrodite, Isis, Neptune, Poseidon, Tangora, and Sedna. Our planet's surface is predominantly covered by water, which has an unseen but powerful connection with the water within us. Tears, showers, and rain are just a few of the ways we engage with water. This purifying element cleanses, clears, and heals our bodies and emotions. Other divinatory meanings. Step away from victim tendencies. Don't let past hurt affect your future. You are gifted with a natural empathy and sensitivity. Tap into the source of any deep-seated emotions. Cleansing and forgiveness. A new physical awareness washes over you. Water speaks. I'll wash away worries in order to heal. Check your emotions that cause you to feel. Cleanse and refresh, connecting to sea. Dive into your heart. Swim now. You are free. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.